Yo, what's up guys? Today we will be working on our town of Walker, and yesterday I tried to film this video, but like 8 people joined and started like saying really bad things, and then they had like a 1v1 in the town center, so I just ended up scrapping it, and so we're back. So I'm just gonna give a quick town tour. I'm gonna turn off some music so that it's not. I'm not gonna turn it off. I'm gonna put it on like 2, so it's not absolutely destroying our ears. And I'll start off with the town tour. So here's the first building. This is the bakery. No, it isn't. This is the Fletcher. Sorry, this is the Fletcher. You can see that this person has a pot in their house, and they also have a weird oven, weird looking oven. So I like to imagine that they'd put all their fuel here, light it, and then it would come through here for exhaust, and then I don't know, they'd cook stuff on top of it. I don't know. And then sorry, I got tripped up because of the pumpkins. Right here's the baker's house. So baker has this either flour or sugar, and pumpkins and wheat, and there's a sheep in my way. And then this is the liaison, I guess you would say, from Sugar Coast proper, which is over there. He lives right here, which is the first house I built, and I think it looks pretty nice. I don't know, especially the stable here with the fern and the bed. Usually it looks a little bit nicer, but I put these bookshelves in here, so it's harder to take a nice screenshot, but I still think it looks good, you know. And then we went into that house. Over here is their storage building, so they have like terracotta, pumpkins, different kinds of wood, more terracotta, clay pots, and more pumpkins. So it kind of just shows like they have wood that they've probably gotten from private reserve, although I have no idea how they got this crimson wood. And then they have clay, because it looks like they do a lot of stuff with clay. And so this is kind of their community storage house. It's covered, it has like, you know, the traditional markings of the town. Then right here is the fire watch tower, which at some point I would like to make it a lot bigger, a lot taller, because it's just not effective. Like, I mean it is, but it'd be a little bit more effective if it was a lot bigger. And then we have more wood here that they're storing, and then we have the businesses. So we have the Eggler, and the Eggler's the only business person who lives in their house. And so this is also a survival thing. I like to come in and get my eggs from here, but I never really need them. It feels very crowded down there. Not really. I mean, they could get up on that ledge and stuff. And you know what? I just had an idea. I could build them those things that they'd perch on. Anyway, I'll do that in a second though. So these two are these three now are residential buildings. So here's this one. I always like to put a furnace in so that the person who lives inside can stay warm. And then this person probably likes flowers. They also have a barrel and another furnace. This house is a little bit smaller, but they live very simplistic lives out here. Artistic lives. And then down here are some ruins, because people have previously lived here. And then this is a house that I have yet to finish. We'll come back to this little complex here. And then here is the pumpkin farm with this retaining wall. Right here's the fisherman. Also a house that I didn't build this, so it doesn't have anything in it. Here's their fountain with the, you know, date. this is where the pumpkin farmer works. This is where, I'd like to imagine he like bakes pies and stuff. Then this is another residential building. I'm gonna probably put another bed in here, but here's a smith, not necessarily a blacksmith. This person looks like a work with copper, so not just ironsmithing. Then here's a painter. Painter works there. Like I said, it's very artistic. And then this last building, I believe, in town. This is, it has storage. This is probably a larger family home. I'll also expand this one. But, yeah. This was the second one built. This, and then that, and then that, then these, and then those, and then that one, and that one on the end. I'm gonna sleep real quick. And then we'll talk about over here, because over here is, so they have to eat, right? So we imagine they can have eggs and chicken from the chickens, and then they can have sugar from the sugar cane. They've grown just a very small amount of wheat. They have pumpkins, but they have a lot of hay everywhere. And so we can imagine that they probably get some of their food from private reserve. We can imagine that some of the people who live here go work in private reserve during the harvest season. You know? And I'll do a whole different episode about private reserve. And then right here they grind up the wheat. I'm going to add a mechanical system here so it looks like, they're not the ones doing it. More hay. And then this is where they do their mining, because part of their economy is mining, especially andesite, because andesite's required for andesite alloy. So they mine it here. And then also down here, we do more mining. Here's the foreman's station. And over here is the rest of their mine. Right here's access to their aquifer, which I've done a little bit here. Put like this moss in. Because I like to imagine people coming down here and feeling like the magic of the aquifer. It looks like the aquifer is pretty dry, but that's actually not true, because if we go this way, you can see that it's a lot. There's a lot of water here. Like a lot. Here's another tunnel. And then if we go over here, you can see that there's a lot. But I'm gonna get out of here. Just a little bit more mining stuff. I was looking at No. Like 9:30. Maybe. Okay. Here's the pass that leads into the town of Victory, which has yet to be built here. And then if you went through Victory, you could go over into Sugar Coast proper. Sugar Coast proper, that's what I call it, because it's all part of Sugar Coast. The nation, but not the city. laundry.